Hey everybody, it's Eric Holmgren, your ambassador at large for the Placentia Chamber of Commerce. And today I am at TacosWay with Stephanie Silva. How are you doing today, Stephanie?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Good, you look fantastic,
Oh,
and
thank
your
you.
restaurant looks fantastic too.
Appreciate
Very
it.
stylish.
Thank you. Appreciate it. A lot of hard work goes into it.
I'm sure. Is this your first business?
This is my first business, yes.
Okay, what did you do before TacosWay?
I've actually been in the restaurant business about 10 years now from a corporate standpoint.
Okay.
But this is the first time I've really ventured out and have done my first restaurant.
Okay.
My partner actually started this brand about 10 years ago, and a true American story. He started selling hot dogs outside of a DMV. And then fast forward now, there's 4 locations, a bar, a sushi restaurant, and we even have one in Tokyo.
Oh,
But
very
this
cool.
is our very first Orange County restaurant.
Okay.
So we're very proud to be here, and a lot of hard work and effort has gone into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, with your experience in the restaurant business, was it on all ends of it, or were you mostly focused on sort of the business side of it?
Great question. Actually, I had the pleasure to wear multiple hats. You know, I've done everything from public relations to marketing to training to operations. It really just varied on who I was with at the moment. So my clients are as big as XRG, which is like Las Brisas and El Torito,
Okay.
to as small to boutique brands like El Gallo Giro, Tempo Cantina, like little things like that.
Okay. So, you're not cooking. You've got other people doing that most of the time?
Most of the time other people, but you know what, as part of being an entrepreneur, sometimes you got to roll up your sleeves, and part of that is getting in the kitchen if need be.
Okay. Well, very cool. Well, good. What would you describe as Tacos Way as far as where does it fit in the niche of like restaurants and the food that you're serving?
We're definitely very traditional, but we do bring an upscale feel. So the food you'll have here is very comfort at home. You know, the rice and the beans, we put a lot of love and a lot of authenticity as possible, but we also present it in a way where it makes you feel in an elevated atmosphere.
Okay. So, is it just sort of generic Mexican, or is it from a particular location
Region.
or region in Mexico?
You could say it's a little bit broad because we all specialize in different aspects.
Okay.
You know, I have a chef who comes from a steak Morton's background, so he does more fine dining. And then, you know, I have my sous chefs who are more home cooking, you know, more authentic, Guadalajara style. And then myself, I'm from Baja, so really bringing in that Baja flair is gonna come through. So it's very unique in that aspect, as there's a lot of regions coming together to present this dish.
Okay. Oh, very cool. So, it's a little bit of a mix of
A
things.
little bit of a mix, yeah.
Cool. I noticed that you've got a really nice looking bar too.
Oh, thank you.
So, do you have like nightlife kind of stuff that's happening here different times of the week, in the evenings and weekends and whatnot?
Yeah, so we have a full service bar, and depending on the night, we do offer more of a night feel, but we close a little bit early at 11. But given the neighborhood, you know, everyone's in bed by then. But no, we do offer everything. We have everything from liquor to beer and nightlife. We offer DJs on Friday nights and Tuesday nights for Taco Tuesday. And then our brunch is super popular. We do bottomless mimosas, which a lot of people don't know about, but it's really good and it's a vibe. Definitely recommend it.
Well, very good. And you've got, it looks like outdoor seating here out in front, along
Yes, we
the
do.
side of the restaurant, and then out in the back there as well, facing the street.
Definitely.
So-
We do have a lot of seating areas, and we do that intentionally to cater different audiences. You know, some people will like the liveliness, so inside is the place to be. But if you want something a little bit more, you know, reserved, private, we call it couples corner, which will be our side patio.
Okay.
And that's just more for one-on-one conversations. But yeah, we do offer different seatings, indoor and outdoor.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I like the decorations. The atmosphere is very friendly.
Thank you.
And it does kind of have that, well, as you said, sort of upscale look and feel to it.
Oh, thank you.
So, did you design that? Was that part of the branding as you put it together?
You know what? Given the time we're in right now with social media, you know, looks are part of the industry, unfortunately, and so we've definitely invested a lot of time and effort. And yes, a lot of it is myself and my team, you know, behind me, and we really put a lot of love behind us, and thankfully you can appreciate it, and most people do. When they walk in, they don't expect to see such a pretty venue, you know, they just think it's going to be a hole in the wall, and everyone's always so surprised, and which is great. You know, we want them to feel surprised and welcome.
Yeah, it does have a little bit more of a sophisticated look to it than what you would expect from a taco place.
Definitely.
You just think, oh, it's a tacos place. No, it's not.
Yes, there's definitely a lot behind the name, right?
Right, indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. Now, we've talked usually with our chamber chats with folks, businesses like yourself, and we've got lots of business wisdom out in the wider community. We're looking to find out what wisdom you can share with the group. So, what's a challenge that you face or you have faced, and how is it that you're overcoming that?
That's a great question. I think a lot of restaurateurs can relate to this, as well as business owners, is inflation. And I think for the first time, the general public really got to see what we as restaurants see on the daily, which is price varying from day to day or week to week, or just supplies not being accessible in general. So a lot of what we do to make sure that doesn't happen or affect us in the business world is not only price our things in a way where we compete with other businesses, but also price them in a matter of when those hits do happen, because they will,
Right.
that we're not so affected by it. Because, the margin can be from a 30% profit to a 0% profit, depending on the influx of what an item is that day or week.
Right.
So one thing we really do, and I'm very hands-on, is every day, every week, we look at our vendors because each of them will vary from day to day, their pricing. So we
Right.
just want to get the best price and the best quality. So we're always constantly looking at that in order to make sure we're giving the best of us. So I would say for any restaurant, just be on top of it. It's very difficult because there's so many vendors and there's so many numbers and there's so many items that we need to buy in order to supply a dish
Right.
that it is tedious, but it does pay off. And then you'll learn patterns.
So, would you say that you have a fair number of dishes that are tied to seasonal produce or seasonal items, then that are subject to these fluctuations?
Oh, definitely. Specifically if you're doing produce, anyone in general can tell you during this cold season, avocados will triple in price, or limes, they become scarce as well. And as the public just saw, sometimes eggs hit it too. So it's just a matter of being able to price your items in a decent way where you can take those hits.
Right.
But part of that is doing your due diligence on a daily basis of having to look at every way possible of how you can find a better deal.
Right.
Yeah, whether that's you going to the store too.
Yeah. Well, and I imagine with your background in business, on the business operations side of things at those other restaurants, that's kind of helped you to kind of anticipate what the fluctuations are and then try to bake that into the price that you put in the menu.
Yeah.
So that way, as the fluctuations happen over time, you're still okay.
Yeah.
On the most part, you're not changing your price every day.
Yeah, you definitely can't do that because you'll scare your audience as well. How do you justify to a consumer like, hey, the avocado went up, so there goes my guacamole up $3. You can't do that to them. So you have to make sure to look at this on the daily. So if prices were to be drastically changed, you can do it subtly versus a hard impact on your guests.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, good. Now, you guys, how long have you been here?
This location's actually been here for 3 years. We just celebrated our anniversary this weekend. Thank you to the chamber. Yes, it was really great turnout. But we've been here for 3 years. We made it through COVID, which was the hardest one for everyone and us as well. So we're really happy and we're really excited to see what our future has here. We're the first in Orange County. Most of our locations are in LA. So we're super stoked to be here and want to see what else the audience has for us.
Okay. Well, did you hear that, Placentia? We need to make this work so that there'll be more all around the place. So do your part, come out, have tacos, have margaritas, have whatever you want. That you got stuff on tap. It looked like you have all
We got beers on tap. We support all of our local breweries. So we have a lot of great local breweries, especially as well as our generic popular ones, like Modelo. We got to have that. We're a Mexican restaurant. But yeah, come on.
Well, cool. It was so nice to meet with you and chat with you.
Likewise.
Is there anything else that you'd like to share with the folks out there on YouTube before we wrap it up?
Welcome to TacosWay. We're ready to host you. Come on by.
Okay. Well, terrific. Stephanie, so nice to meet you.
Likewise.
And learn more about your business and your background.
Thank you.
I need to come out and have some tacos, or actually, what is your specialty dish?
Ooh, birria. Actually, that's what we're really well known for is our birria.
Okay.
Besides that, carne asada, but we do a really, really great beef-based birria.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
so
very cool.
come back.
Sounds tasty. All right, everybody. Until our next episode, be well.